What's up, YouTube? It's James Quick from Learn, Build, Teach, and I'm back with another resume review. So I'm going to go ahead and dive on in. This is for Preeti Changlani. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I apologize if I did not, but I hope that I did. So let's go ahead and get this started. One, thank you for going ahead and blocking out the things that you didn't want to be shown. That actually is really helpful for me so that I don't have to try to block it out myself or do it in editing. So thank you for that. Start off with your education. Good stuff here. If you, depending on your GPA, that may or may not help you. I don't know what it was. I would say if it's above a 3, I might list it on here to give a little bit of detail about how you did. Then we'll jump into the skills section with the programming and tools frameworks. This is probably the section that I will recommend for everybody, and with this format. So either languages and then tools and frameworks, or programming tools and frameworks. That's really good. These are perfect. These need to be front and center, so that's great. That's a great position to put it in. You want people to see that. One of the first things that they see. Based on that, if you have any more of these keywords referenced down here and other ones, make sure that you bold those. I'm looking through and I'm seeing CI/CD pipelines, AWS, Jenkins, GitHub API, Grails and Groovy, Protractor, Selenium, Rackspace. Well, you worked at Rackspace. That's your experience. Any of those are going to be really useful. Those are things you want to jump out on the page. You want people to see those. And to make it easier to see those keywords, one of the pieces of feedback I'll give you, one, it looks like you're already on one page. That's great. That's a good start. I would parse this down a little bit. These sections in here are pretty dense. I would try to take maybe a couple of these two line descriptions and maybe parse those down to one, or just cut out a few. Maybe overall it's pretty dense. So make sure you really focus on what are the most important pieces of this description that I want to stand out. One of the things that I think you could leave out is perform code reviews for applications in Rackspace. Code reviews, I love the idea of you providing code reviews and providing maybe some mentorship. If that's part of what this is, I don't think you're selling it enough. If you want to sell yourself as an experienced developer who can give help and assist others and help them get better, you need to word this a little bit more impactfully to focus on that. If not, doing code reviews, that's kind of just part of the job. So I would maybe say that's not needed. One thing that's also a little interesting here, you talked about developed and maintain legacy dedicated customer portal. If this is legacy in the sense that you don't think it's a skill that's going to help you find your next job, I would probably take that out. One of the things that I caution developers now, if you're working on legacy stuff, you potentially limit your opportunities in the future if it's not a hireable skill that you were looking at. Not to say that this is a bad thing. This is your experience, and it looks really good. But you could potentially take that out if it's not going to have an impact on your future job. But you've got stuff in here, the CI/CD pipelines, GitHub API, Jenkins, all that, OpenShift, all that stuff. That's super cool. Make sure that you really sell those. The AWS stuff, that's a big deal. That's really cool. React is a big deal. Highlight that as well. Highlight tools and frameworks. Is React even on here? React's not even on here. This is a really, really hireable skill. I would put that up there, and I would bold these keywords throughout your experience. So that was as a software developer at Rackspace. That's super cool, by the way. Software developer in test. I think you can shorten this up a little bit. Developed and maintain test suites for full stack applications using, and then coming down to these different things. That way it only takes up one line and you're getting right to the point. Don't necessarily care that much that it's customer service. I don't think so. You care what you built and what you use to build it. And that is, you developed and maintain test suites using Python, so-and-so and so-and-so. So I think you could parse that down a little bit. Then on the next one, this is this interesting thing that I tell people. Bullet points are not meant to be full sentences. So then you don't finish them with a period. And then to me, you definitely don't then try to add another sentence on to that same bullet point. That's not really how bullet points work. I would either wrap that to its own line or challenge you to think about which part of these two sentences is most important to you, and then focus on that. And then you've got code reviews here again to maintain test standards. It's kind of just part of the workflow. So I'll let that be up to you whether or not you think it's something worth keeping. Another great company to have on your resume, Accenture. That's really cool. See, still focused on the testing stuff. Again, think about what technologies in here maybe are most important, and maybe bold those. Then you've got projects, which is great. I love that you've got maybe relevant projects would be good here also. I love that you've got that. People want to see that you've got some creativity to come up with something on your own. You did that in Florida, maybe as part of a hackathon or part of a bigger team. The only problem with this, it's still a little dense. Like if you look at this description, 3 lines long, that's a little bit long. But you've got some great technologies in here. MongoDB, Node.js, Express, AWS. That's super cool. Highlight those. And by highlight those, I mean parse down, get rid of a little bit of the wording, build front-end application to display real-time information derived from. So maybe your part was just the front end, and maybe you need to sell that. What did you use to build the front end? Was it Angular? Was it React? Was it templating? Specify how you did that. And then designed and developed. If you've got some design skills, list out whatever design tool you use if you have that background. Sketch or Adobe XD or Figma is one that I'm looking at now. If you don't formally have the design skills, maybe think about how you could formalize it a little bit and sell it. And then lastly, you've got some publications on here. I think that's super cool. That's a nice touch to have on here for people to go out and look at something that you wrote on a blog. Actually, that'll pick it up here. Cool. That's really cool. I like that. I'm glad that you have that. I need to actually maybe rethink my resume some to include some of my writings, because I haven't done a resume for myself in a while, but I look at a lot of resumes. So anyway, overall thoughts, you've got some great experience on here. I would like it if you parse down the wording and minimize it just a little bit, and then re-emphasize or overemphasize the skills that are going to be most relevant, probably by bolding those keywords and making sure that they stand out along the way. I think you're in a great spot. Whatever the next thing is for you, I hope that it works out. I hope I gave you a little bit of useful feedback, and then for people watching as well, that they get something that they can take and apply to their resumes also. Pretty, I want to thank you for sending your resume over. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next resume review. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out learnbuildteach.com to sign up for the newsletter to learn about my latest content. Thanks for watching.